The Camino de Santiago. Everybody knows the name, but not everyone knows that there are many different versions of this route to take, and each one is distinct from the other. So we want to give you an overview of all the different routes into Santiago to make sure you're picking the right one for you. So let's start with the big one, the Camino Francés.
The Camino Francés is known by many different names. Camino de Santiago, the Way of St James, or just the Camino. But generally, if you're looking to do the Camino, this will be the one that you want to do. The route starts off in France, in Saint-Jean-Pied-de-Port. Then, on your first day, you cross the Pyrenees. It's a tough day, and you can see a video all about that by clicking this link up here. The route takes you through Basque Country, then through Rioja, Castile y León, Asturias, and then finally into Galicia, where you walk into Santiago de Compostela itself. Camino Francés is 791 kilometres in total, which is a long way and takes a long time to walk. Here at Max Adventure we offer the trip over 38 days, including rest days in Burgos and Leon to give you a bit of time to recharge and to explore these amazing cities. It's graded as a medium walk, so you do need a good level of fitness, and because of the duration of it, it's definitely a good idea to get some back-to-back walking of long distances in. The Camino Francés is an amazing way to see Spain. This is a part of Spain that not too many people visit, so it's great to go through each region and taste the different food speciality and meet the local people, and then everybody's so friendly to pilgrims, it makes walking it an amazing experience. It's a spiritual journey, whether you're doing it for religious reasons or not. The other pilgrims on the route make it such a joyous experience. You'll talk to each other, you'll hear each other's stories, and you'll help each other on along the way. It's an incredibly well waymarked route, so there's no chance of you getting lost. There's yellow arrows painted everywhere, yellow scallop shells, so you'll always know that you're on the right track. We provide you with all the tools you'll need to walk the route. Maps, guidebooks, you'll have no trouble navigating along the way. The most popular section is the final one, from Sarria to Santiago de Compostela. This is the minimum amount of walking you need to get your Compostela certificate in Santiago and prove that you've completed the Camino. There are some amazing cities all the way along the route. You've got Logroño and Pamplona and Basque Country and Rioja, you've got Gothic masterpieces in Leon and Burgos, and finally Santiago itself is a stunning city, somewhere that you'll want to spend a bit of time in. So the Camino Francés is an amazing experience, but there are so many other Caminos that you can take.
There's also the Camino Le Puy. This starts in Le Puy-en-Velay in France and takes you down to meet the Camino Francés in Saint-Jean-Pied-de-Port. You'll be walking through the heart of rural France, including Aubrec, Quercy, Jaron, La Gère and the French Basque Country. The route is 742 kilometres in total and will take you through a quiet part of one of the most visited countries for tourists in the world. You'll discover a certain way of life that you can't find anywhere else, with amazing cuisine and culture as well. And even though it's a quieter route, you're still going to meet plenty of pilgrims along the way. You're also going to cross a huge variety of landscapes as well, including Tuscan Légère, wide valleys, limestone hills and deep forest.
The Camino del Norte, or Northern Route, takes you along the north coast of Spain, from San Sebastian all the way down to Santiago de Compostela. It takes you through Basque Country, Asturias, Cantabria and down into Galicia to finish your trip. The full route is 783 kilometres, and here at Max Adventure we offer it over 39 days, including 4 rest days, so that you can get some time to explore the amazing cities along the route. It's a tougher route, the terrain is much more rugged, so we've graded this one moderate to strenuous, but putting in that extra effort is so worth it. The scenery along the route is outstanding. Walking along the coastline, past the undulating cliffs, across deserted beaches is absolutely wonderful. It's arguably the best scenery out of all of the Caminos. There are less pilgrims in this route, so people often think of it as a more authentic experience. It's not quite as touristy as people think the Camino Francés has become. The food along the route is also outstanding. Basque Country is famous for its pincho culture, the tiny little morsels that you get and sitting on bars that are bursting with flavour. This continues right the way along the route, although each region has its own speciality, but the food on the Camino del Norte is definitely one of the highlights. You still get your passport to get stamped, you still get your Compostela certificate for completing the route. It's just a quieter, more introspective way to do the Camino.
The Camino Portuguese will take you through Portugal, starting in Lisbon and finishing up in Santiago de Compostela. This way you'll get to experience some amazing cities, including Lisbon itself, Tomar and the beautiful Porto. The route is 611 kilometres altogether, and this is mainly a flat path, taking you through open countryside to beautiful towns and villages as well. This is a great way to get to know a side of Portugal that is rarely explored outside of the Algarve. It's also a great way to experience a relaxed pace of life, along with trying some amazing food and meeting some incredibly friendly people. At Max Adventure, we also offer the coastal route of the Camino Portuguese, which showcases another side of this beautiful country. And both of these options are popular for people or pilgrims who have already completed the Camino Francés.
The Camino Primitivo is the original medieval pilgrimage route. It goes from Oviedo in the north down to Santiago de Compostela, taking you through rural Asturias and Galicia. It's a 330km trip, graded medium to strenuous because it's a slightly tougher trip. You're going through real rural countryside, over hills and through valleys, and it can be a bit tougher on the knees and the feet. It's a much quieter route, so this is a great one for people who've done a pilgrimage before and want to get back and do something completely different, see a different side of a pilgrimage. You're walking through a totally unspoilt region, so it's a great chance to focus on the scenery and think about why you're actually doing the Camino. It's far removed from the crowds in the Camino Francés, so it gives you that time and space to really relax and enjoy.
The Camino Inglés is a week-long Camino, starting in Ferrol on the north coast of Spain and walking down to Santiago from there. Pilgrims from England used to sail to Ferrol and walk down to Santiago taking their pilgrimage, and you will be following in their footsteps. The route is 116 kilometres altogether, with 5 days of walking in total, which is still enough to receive your Compostela certificate. It's definitely a more quiet way to experience the Camino, with fewer crowds and a more rural and contemplative experience.
The Camino Fisterra is the only route that walks away from Santiago de Compostela. You would start at the cathedral in Santiago and walk out to Fisterra. In Roman times, this is what they believed was the end of the world, when you could stare out to sea and see nothing else. And this is the traditional end for the Camino de Santiago. It's a short 4-day walk, only 87 kilometres, and graded medium. So if you are adding it onto the end of your Camino de Santiago, it will be no problem at all to walk it. You walk on this route until you can walk no further, until you come to the sea. And it is tradition to burn your boots, though we'd suggest maybe for environmental reasons, it's not ideal anymore to do that. After the busyness of the final section of the Camino de Santiago, it's nice to walk to Fisterra. It gets a lot quieter, and you can see there's people who've walked the full route generally that are walking it. So it'll be people that you've walked with or met along the way that you're reconnecting with on this short route.
Finally, we have the Via de la Plata. This starts in Seville in the south of Spain and takes you up to Santiago de Compostela, mirroring the Portuguese border. At Max Adventure, we only sell the final section of this stage, starting from the beautiful city of Ourense in Galicia. The route is 105 kilometres in total, with 5 days of walking, which means you will still receive your Compostela at the end. The Via de Plata is also known as one of the prettiest ways to enter into Santiago, with lots of beautiful countryside along the way. You'll also have the opportunity to experience the beautiful Ourense Cathedral, which is known as one of the most stunning cathedrals in Spain.
So thanks for watching, and I hope this has given you some information and you've figured out which Camino de Santiago is right for you. If you want some more information about the Camino, you can check out some of our other videos. If you've enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe below, and if you've got any questions or comments, please leave them in the comments box down below and we'll be sure to get back in touch with you. Thanks for watching. Buen Camino.